Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another video in Resting and Growing in Mark. We've made it up to Mark 6, and Mark is putting an interesting spin on his picture of Jesus. You know, he shows us the same Jesus that Matthew and Luke and John do. It's not that he's doing something different, but he's putting a different spin sometimes on who Jesus is and how we are to perceive him. And I think that's the case in today's gospel. As the gospel opens up, Jesus has returned to his hometown of Nazareth. And then he began to teach in the synagogue. And then we read in chapter 6, verse 3, "Is not this the carpenter, the son of Mary, and the brother of James and Joseph and Judas and Simon? And are not his sisters here with us?" And they took offense at him. And then Mark goes on to tell us that Jesus couldn't do any mighty works in Nazareth. He could only do just a handful of healings. He wasn't able to do all that he wanted to do because of their unbelief. And our first response to that is, shame on them, shame on them. But before we do that, let's examine this a little bit. They watched Jesus grow up. They knew him as a little boy. They were very familiar with who he was, and that familiarity kept them from seeing who he really was. Their picture of him kept them from seeing the big picture. Let's apply that to ourselves a little bit here. Excuse me. Our picture of Jesus, our preconceived notions about who Jesus is and how he operates, does that ever stop us from seeing the big picture of who Jesus really is? I mean, can we really see this one who hangs out with the tax collectors and the sinners and the prostitutes and loves them into transformation? Can we really see that? Or do we see Jesus as just this high and holy Son of God? What other preconceived notions do we get? What other picture do we have of Jesus that might get in the way of the big picture? Spend some time pondering that this week. We'll discuss it in Bible class on Sunday. You can join us in the fellowship hall at 8:30 or on Zoom. Shoot me an email if you'd like to be part of that Zoom meeting. God's blessing on your week.